So in terms of package.xml, so how it looks like package.xml. So this is my package.xml. So package.xml is quite simple. Suppose I have a component name. So as I was selecting from outbound chain set, so similar way, I have these are the components name. So suppose I'm just removing these components. So these are the components. Or let me do one thing. Let me just copy and paste on Notepad. And everyone should have this Notepad++. Okay, so this is very charge here. 1 second. So 1 second here. So suppose I'm talking about Aura component. This is my Aura component. I want to deploy Aura component. You can understand I'm adding Aura component in the chain set. So this is a adding like I'm adding, you can understand this alternative of adding the process from one thing to another thing. So if I have a custom object, so what will I do here? Custom object. And this is, I can write the name of the custom object here. That should be API name. I can write the name of the component. Even if I want to retrieve the data, everything I want to capture, means all the custom objects, I will write star here. If I want to capture all the components, I will write the star. Star means all the components, all the Aura components, all the custom objects, XYZ, everything. But in terms of name, suppose I don't want to retrieve all the things, I want to retrieve only one thing only. Suppose my component name is XYZ, I will retrieve the XYZ only. I'm not taking care of all the components because all components is already deployed. I'm taking care, I build a new product, I build a new component which name is XYZ. So I'm writing here. And you no need to be worried about this one. This is not a coding language. This is not a coding. Even I am also not aware. So what is suppose what is UTF, what is metadata, and all the, like, I don't remember even. All these things you will get automatically from Salesforce side. Suppose if you are not aware or you want to capture, you are not getting the things, you directly can go to Google and you can write or like package.xml XML Salesforce. Okay, so you will get multiple example even.
भाई एक बेसिक सा क्वेश्चन था कि हम ये डिप्लॉयमेंट में खाली जो कोडिंग किया है वही डिप्लॉय कर सकते हैं या कि सेल्सफोर्स में जो कॉन्फ़िगरेशन किया है वो भी हमारा डिप्लॉय होता है या ओनली कोडिंग?
See, it's a good question actually. So let me just complete this one. So then we'll come to your point as well. So in this point, so this is our package.xml. Okay, so you will get multiple example in Google. Okay, this is, let's say this is a custom object. This star means all the components. So suppose this is our standard value set. So you want to add some industry and all. So accordingly we can do it. So now Rohit is asking one question. So can we deploy admin stuff, or can we also deploy the admin stuff, or only development stuff only we have to deploy? So we can deploy all the things. So in Salesforce we have two things. Always keep in mind. So this is very, very, very important, which I'm going to tell you now. We have two things in Salesforce. One is data, one is metadata. Metadata is related to your functionality only. Suppose mistakenly you have deleted the data, sorry, metadata. You have mistakenly deleted little component, so it might be break your full functionality. But in case of data, if you deleted the data, so nothing will happen on the functionality. Might be other data will come, might be 1% data you deleted, so other data will come, other data will be deleted, other data will come. If like we cannot deploy the data, we can never deploy the customer detail from one org to another org. We cannot deploy via any tool. We can migrate with there is a migration tool, but that generally we don't do. We cannot deploy the things. We cannot deploy the data, but we can deploy the metadata. What is metadata and what is data? So let me just show you on a high level. suppose this is chat. So suppose this is my custom object, HNS site and type mapping. This is my custom object. So this is my metadata. If I'm creating some of the fields inside this object, so if I'll create some of the fields and all, so that is also my metadata. That is also my metadata. Everything is my metadata. Custom field, validation rule, and page layout. Everything is my data. But what is data? Everything is data in Salesforce apart from data. What is data? Let's say I'm going to go. We have the Jupyter. The Jupyter is data. So if I will delete this Jupyter, so nothing will happen to functionality because this is a record. This is one record. So nothing will happen. Second record will be created. But in case if you will delete this HNS completely, definitely it will be impact. Suppose I deleted this field. I deleted this field from the functionality. Okay, this will impact. Suppose as a real time you are going to government website, and in a government website, suppose you are you entered your detail. Okay, or mistakenly some of the website person is deleted the details, means some of the government person deleted your detail from the backend. Okay, so nothing will happen on the functionality. But if they deleted the fields or they deleted the process, then it definitely will impact on the functionality. So now keep in mind, we can never deploy the data, we can deploy the metadata only. So are you clear now what is data and metadata?
Yes.
Venkat, Raj?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Anuj.
Awesome. Mahendra bhai, aapko bhi?
Yes, understood.
So this is data and metadata. So now we can do one thing here. So now we are mentioning here in this package.xml, we will mention only metadata only. We don't mention any data and all. This is, you are looking this software. So this is my VS Code actually. So I told you this is my VS Code. So VS Code is also a part of our functionality. VS Code, this is a VS Code. So so in case of change set, we no need so let me just tell you one thing. We no need any package.xml here. We no need any package.xml here. We no need here we need, here we need, here we need, and here also we need. Means need or no need, here both. Okay, but in these two functionality we no need any package.xml. Okay, package.xml we no need because it will ask the drop down, and which one we will select, accordingly we will deploy the things from one or to another route. Okay, so now package.xml is common. Package.xml is common. It is not like this in case of Ant. Package.xml is different here, different. No, everything is same. If you have created a package.xml, you want to use this package.xml in this one, you can easily use. There is no issue. Okay, this is a common thing for 3 to 4. Okay, so in case of Ant, so as I told you, so package.xml should be there. We have to install some of the software from outside. After that we can do it. So in case of Workbench, how can we do it? So let's take one example for deployment for the real time. And one more thing, what is real time and what where you can do the practice. Like here you cannot do the practice because this is your real time only, because you don't have any sandbox, you have developer org only. So this functionality is not available in developer org. This functionality is available in developer org. This is also available. This is also available. This is also real time only, means sandbox only. So this is also available in a developer org. Means all are the functionality where we can learn from our side. If we want to learn now, we also can learn now. But this is also real. This is only the real time only. Don't worry, I will send this recording with you if you are confused. So means thing is little faster, but I want to cover as much as we can do. But if you have any doubts, so please feel free to ask me, because if you are not clear the thing, so there is no use for this class. Okay, so if you want to ask, don't feel shy, because we are not aware about Salesforce. That's why we are here. If after that we are not understanding the things, that is our problem only. Please don't feel shy and feel free to ask the question. So then I also can reply. So we can extend the class from 1 hour to 2 hours, not an issue. But question is like, if you have any doubt, so please ask. So I think speed is very fast now, so I'll control. Okay, fine. So in case of Workbench, let's go to Workbench and let me just show you how to use package.xml and how to do the things. Suppose I have this one. I have this package.xml. Let me save this one. What I want to do now, I want to capture star. Let me write star only. I want to retrieve the things from one org and I want to deploy to another org. So what is retrieval and what is deploy? Suppose this is my one sandbox. This is my production. So chain set, you directly know, like we can create, upload the things and we can send the request, and inbound request will become here, it will be goes there. But in case of package.xml, this is not like this. So thing will be like this. So this is your system local storage. This is like whatever system we are looking at, my system, this is the system. So this is my local storage, this is my sandbox, this is my sandbox, and this is my production. So what will you do? So between that, suppose I'm using chain set, I'm using Workbench. I told you, like in case of Workbench, package.xml is required. So in this scenario, so I will retrieve the things from sandbox with the help of package.xml, and I will capture everything in the local storage first. Okay, I will capture the things from sandbox and I will retrieve the things with the help of package.xml. I will create one file which is package.xml. What it will say? It will say like, this is a component name. This is my custom object. I want to deploy my Aura component. I want to deploy custom object. This is my package.xml. So with the help of package.xml, I will say to sandbox. So first I need to retrieve the data from the sandbox. I will bring in my sandbox in local storage. You are retrieving in your local storage. After that, after capturing the things here, so you will disconnect the connection from here. Then you will make a connection with here, with this production. You are disconnected and now you are connected here. So after that, whatever things you captured from the sandbox, then you will send to the sandbox, this production. Okay, first we will retrieve, then we'll deploy, retrieve, deploy, something like this. So now we are going to do these things with practical example. So I'm going to save this file. Suppose I'm going to, so it should be in package.xml format. So this is, let's say, package.xml only. So package.xml, XML, it should be like this. So I saved the file. After that, I'm going to my Salesforce, or let's say this is my developer, or first I will retrieve and then I will deploy. Suppose I'm going to Workbench. So this is Workbench. So you directly will go to Workbench Salesforce. If you will write now, so you will be able to see like this. So you can click on this Workbench. So now it is asking you want to deploy like login sandbox or production. So I'm saying this is my production, free edition, but yeah, this is not a live environment, but we consider this is a production. So this is my production. So I'm logging with Salesforce. So it will not ask any credentials, because parallelly whatever recent organization you logged in, it will automatically authorize with this one, automatically login. Now it is logged in. So you will go to migration now. This is deploy or retrieve. So what we need to do first, we know we cannot deploy because we don't have anything now. We have to take retrieval first. Now I'm clicking on retrieve button now. What should I retrieve? Whatever file I created on the notepad side. I'm choosing the file. And where is my package? So I'm clicking on next button now. Clicking on retrieve button now. So it is in progress now. So it will give us the one zip file. So this is my zip file, and it is showing 28 things which is it bring for us, like some of the custom object and all. So let me just download this file, and let me just check what it is giving us. So you can see this is my object and this is my Aura component. This is my local storage, right? So so this is my components. If I want to see the code and everything, so everything is there. So suppose this is my JavaScript file, this is my HTML file and everything. So let me just show you how it will be. So why it is not opening? Because it is in zip file now. So if I'll unzip this one, then I can see it. So let me do it. Extract all. So now I can see the component file. Suppose this forget console. So this is a component. Now I can open Notepad. So this is my code now. This is code I done in the sandbox, which I'm going to deploy in production. So this is my local file now. I retrieved the things in the local. Now I will try to deploy in production now. Suppose I retrieved the things now. Okay, I no need any. I need only XM zip file only for deployment purpose as well. So I done these steps. So what I will do now, I will log out because I retrieved from one org. Now I will log in again with other org where I want to deploy. I choose production both the times because I don't have any sandbox now. Sandbox means for you. So I don't have any org now. Let me check. 1 second. So currently I don't have any other org. I don't remember the password of other org. So for now, what can I
तो
do?
इसमें ऐसा कर सकते हैं क्या कि सपोज के दो मेरा और माई का दोनों का ये डेवलपमेंट है, सॉरी ये डेवलपमेंट प्रोफाइल है इसमें, पता सॉरी ये है, तो एक इसका टेस्टिंग का हम दूसरे उस पर डाल सकते हैं, राइट?
हाँ डाल सकते हैं. Like if it is unlinked, like your question is, suppose my production and sandbox both are linked to each other, but if I have an organization which is unlinked, like इसके साथ कोई link नहीं है, after that can we make a linkage between? Yeah, we can deploy the things with unlinked unrelated org as well. Okay, we can do in case of Ant, in case of Workbench, in case of VS Code, in case of manage and manage, in case of GitHub, like chain set में डाल सकते हैं only. Chain set, for chain set it is required, like always connected organization should be there. Okay. So now let me just deploy on the same org. Same org I cannot deploy, but yeah, means there is no sense to deploy in one org only, but let me just show you. I'm clicking on deploy button. Retrieve, we already done the retrieval. Okay, I'm clicking on deploy button now because everything I captured in local. Okay, I'm clicking on choose file, whatever zip file we have, which we already retrieved. So clicking on download button. So this is my retrieval file. And if I want to validate the things, not deploy the things, I will click on check only. And parallelly, what will I do? If I want to check, suppose this is my org, I'm going to deploy in this org. So if I want to check it is deployed or not, so I'll go to deployment status. So there is nothing. This is last date is 31st. I deployed the things in last 31st day. Like after that, I didn't do anything here. So let me just click on validate button. I'm validating. I'm not deploying now. If I'm making this uncheck, so it means I'm deploying now, but I'm validating now. It is validating. So if I refresh this one, automatically this functionality came. So it is validating. It is saying validation succeeded. Deployment not succeeded. It is validating succeeded only. So if I'll go back and I'll go again in the deployment status. So it is saying validated. They are saying deploy, but it is saying validate. So now let's do one thing. Let's deploy it now. So let me click on deploy button now. Choose and retrieval. And I'm not clicking on this button now. Go to next, deploy. Now it will deploy here. Deployment succeeded. So if I'll go to deployment status again, so now it will add one more thing in our bucket. So succeeded, deployment succeeded. So we have deployed the component. How many components we deployed? So it will show the count of the component, 23. Okay, so this is a part of our XML. So step will be the same for all the things. Like first we have to capture in our local, from one org, we have to retrieve the data. After capturing the data in the local, then we have to log in with other org, then we have to send to another org. Venkat, समझ में आया भाई?
Yeah.
And राज भाई?
Yeah. समझ में आ गया, बढ़िया है।
Awesome.
तो भाई एक और क्वेश्चन था कि सपोज के आपने ये बोला कि मेटा डेटा और डेटा, राइट?
हाँ।
जैसे कस्टमर की रिक्वायरमेंट है, उस हिसाब से आपने रोल बनाई हुई या तो प्रोफाइल बनाई हुई है, ठीक है? तो वो प्रोफाइल है वो आपका डेटा में जाएगा या मेटा डेटा में जाएगा?
हाँ, दिस इज ऑल्सो गुड क्वेश्चन। या वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन, क्योंकि ये चीज मैंने नहीं बताई। देखो, thing is that so we have some of the objects. Suppose we have two type of object in Salesforce. One is setup object, second is non-setup object. Object means simply we can say it's an object. What is object? Let me just tell you object, because some of the new in this Salesforce. Object is a database where we can store the data, where we can store the information of the customers. This is a database. This is a database where we can store the information of customers. Okay, so this is a database. So after this data, after storing the data, so we can say this is our custom object. Before storing the data as well, we can say this is our custom object, this is our standard object. But in case of Salesforce, we have one more object. It's a user object. We have profile object. It's a part of security. It's a part of security. As I told you yesterday, if you remember, Venkat. So profile and user. So in case of profile and user, so if we have some, let's say I have user, I created user with your name. I created with Venkat. I have one user in Venkat who is working in my company. Second is Raz. Third is Mohit and Mahi. Okay, so we have 4 developers in my company. So I created the 4 users. So yeah, so I created the 4 I created 4 user in the company. You can say user is my object and I'm creating a user. So I can say this is a user is also one kind of record. We can say this is a one kind of data, but this, it will not comes under the data. It will always will comes under the metadata only. Whatever profile I'm creating new profile, this is also coming under the metadata only, not in the data. Because we can understand we are creating a new record in the profile object. We are creating a new record on the user object. Because you can understand, let's say if you don't have user in another org, so and you don't have any profile in other org. One second. Sorry, user is your data, profile is metadata. Sorry, it's little mistake. Sorry, user is your data and profile is your metadata. Because user you have to create manually and profile you have to deploy it. You have to deploy the profile. So let me just show you. I have full copy of the components which I daily deploy. So this is my project, and suppose this is my components src source. So I have list of all the components. So now you can see I have profile. See, do I have user? I don't have any user, but I have profile. This is my profile. These are the list of the profiles, okay, which I can deploy. And this is my LWC, this is my custom object, standard object, and everything I have here. So I can deploy. But yeah, user is a part of data, but profile is a part of metadata. समझ में आ गया भाई? Okay, fine. So fine. So this is about the deployment for this one. And one more thing. So we done with Workbench. Like we know how to deploy it, how to retrieve the things from one org, and then we can log out, and then we can log in. After retrieval the things in the local, we can store in local, and after storing in local, then we can authorize with any other org, destination org, target org. Then we can deploy to target org. So this is a process from 1 to 2nd. So everyone is aware. So we can say this is our like deployment cycle. So in case of VS Code, how to deal with VS Code. So this is my VS Code. This is my VS Code. Suppose, yeah, already done here. Even I cannot take any risk here. So what is the name of DBS? So let me do one thing. Let me create new project. So you can do all these things later, but let me just do the necessary step. So this is a tool which you need to install in your system. These are free of cost. Everything is a free of cost. You no need to pay anything. It is asking for restart now. Okay. So now it will take 1 to 2 minutes. After that, one more icon will be added here. Now it is loading. Okay. After loading, then it will ask us to authorize the org. I need to authorize this org with one org. So this is my VS Code. Suppose this is my VS Code, and this is my sandbox. One sandbox. This is my production. First, what will I do here? And this is my local. This is my local. So first, I need to authorize with this one, and after that, I have to take a retrieval with the help of package.xml. After that, I will cut the connection with this, and I will do the connection with this. Okay. After whatever, I took a retrieval, and I can deploy to here. The same process with Workbench. Whatever we done, but Workbench is replaced with your VS Code. So everything is same now. So SFDX. If someone will ask you, so do you have a knowledge with SFDX? SFDX means VS Code only. So now this is one more added here. So these are authorize and org. If I'll click on authorize and org, then it will ask us, do we need to authorize with sandbox or production? So we are saying we need to authorize with sandbox production only. So now it will redirect us on the like Chrome. Okay. So now I have authorized successfully. So I have authorized successfully. After that, now what I need to do, so I have package.xml here in the manifest. I have package.xml. So now what I need to do here, I will right click on this, and I will retrieve the thing. First I will retrieve, then I will deploy. So what I need, suppose I no need everything, why we are wasting our time. So it will take much time. So let me just retrieve. Suppose I need only Apex classes. I'm retrieving the things. So there is nothing now. You can see there is nothing. It's a Aura and LWC, right? So this is also, both are the blank now. Both are also the blank. You can understand both are blank. So now I can retrieve. After that, it will add one Apex class here. After retrieval, Apex class, these classes. So all are my classes now. You can see these are my code, means Apex class coding and everything. I retrieved the things. After retrieving the thing, if I want to deploy, so suppose I authorized again with the other org in the production, and I authorized. After that, if I want to deploy, if I'll go there in the deployment status. So what will I do? If I want to deploy particular class, I'll go to that class only, that component only. I will click on right click, and I'll click on deploy. If I want to deploy everything, so you can click on this repository, you can click on this, you can deploy. Or else if you want to deploy all the components, whatever Aura, everything, you can click on default and all, or else you can click on package.xml as well, and you can click on deploy button now. So now this process is going on. So now let's go to Salesforce side. So now it will let us know, like, see, 45 component is going to deploy now. It is successfully deployed. Okay, so this is a process with VS Code. Okay, this is about a VS Code. So any doubt here? All good, Venkat?
Yes, sir.
No doubt.
Okay, Venkat.
Yeah, bro.
I think you are feeling sleepy. It's too late for you.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, so we are going to just end the class because 6 minutes are left only. So let's try to cover manage package, Bitbucket, and GitHub will do by tomorrow.
Yep.
Okay, manage package and unmanage package. So what is manage and unmanage? So this is also one kind of deployment process. So we can do one thing. I'll do one thing. I'll go to package. You can do it in developer org as well. You can go to click in package, and here package manage and unmanage. You can click on new button. This is like a chain set only. So we can give a chain set name or package name. So pre-release, suppose data, something like this. Save. If I want to add the components list now, so I can click on the add. Whatever the component it is displaying, so all the component it is showing. Suppose you want to deploy some custom object. Suppose this is 20 old date. I'm adding here. Okay, after that I'm clicking on upload button. But it will be added. After that, this is my, let me give it Spring 21. Okay, so this is a link. This is a link which is generated now. I can give you this link to all of you, so you can copy this link and you can try in your own. So you no need to do anything. You will just click on this link, and after that it will redirect this page. After 3 to 4 minutes you can try. After 2-3 minutes, and it will be loading now. It is uploading the components, whatever these components I'm doing. So after that you can log into Salesforce. It will ask you to install this package. This is a one kind of application, like in a Google Play Store you are installing the application. This is also one kind of application. So now you will be able to see the things like this only. So it will ask you, so you want to install for system admin only, or for all the users, or for specific profile. So you are saying for all the users. So if you want to see the component list, you can click on the view components. So it will show you the one custom field only. One custom field only. This is my component type is custom field. So now I'll click on the install button. So now automatically this thing will be installed in my Salesforce successfully. It will automatically be installed. Okay, so already I have this product. That's why it is showing the problem, because it is saying already custom field definitely remove existing component. Yeah, it is saying please rename the existing component, then we can deploy this thing. Okay, because already is existing the things, so why it will not accept the things? So that's the problem. So this is about chain set. This is about manage. This is about a package. So now what is difference between manage and unmanage? That we'll do it by tomorrow. Okay, and I'll send this recording to with all of you.
Okay, bhai.